Will have one, I'm sure, a first year at the National Academy of Legal Studies and Research, or better known as NALSAR University of Law, Hyderabad. But I am not going to stay a first year for much longer because today was the last end semester exam for first years. Uh, Political science. This I still have the paper. Um, this was the last end sem for the second sem. So, assuming I pass all subjects, touch wood, um, that being the biggest conditioning, like the biggest condition. Um, Assuming I pass all subjects, I am officially no longer a first year. I'm just saying that, being able to say a whole year has passed since I came to this place. Well, not a whole year, but like 10 months. I came here in July, and right now it's May, just before the start of May. So 2 months. Um, to be able to say that, it boggles my mind. What do you mean a whole year has passed? Like, it sounds very cliche. It sounds, everybody says it, but everybody says it for a reason. Like, it does not feel like 1 year has passed. Even though, well, the calendar says 1 year has passed, but it doesn't feel like it. Um, I keep just, it feels like yesterday that I had just come to NALSAR and I was, so scared, leaving, my city for the first time, like long term for the first time, on the other side the country. uh, I had no idea what I would be doing, how I would do anything, but then you figure it out. And in that process of figuring it out, a year has passed, and now just 4 years are left um, before I graduate from NALSAR as well. Um, it does not, time does not make sense. Time does not make sense at all. Um, but here we are. And soon you'll hear I'm a second year rather than a first year in these videos. But anyway, what this video is about is, I don't have much of a structure for this. I just wanted to yap, so I'm yapping. Um, I don't really know what to say. I don't really have a plan. I don't have a script. I'll just say whatever comes to my mind, and hopefully it makes sense. That's all I can ask. Um, so let's start with academics. Um, I coming into NALSAR, I expected, that of course it's a premier institute. It'll have difficult academics. What I did not realize was how difficult it was going to be, um, because of course you come in with certain expectations that, of course, given the prestige of the university, it will be a bit difficult. But I just did not realize the sheer severity of that difficulty, particularly in the second semester. The first sem was still doable, relatively doable. The second sem, this semester, was the real problem, and that's actually why I didn't upload any videos actually this semester except one. I just did not have the time or the mental bandwidth to just get in the whole creative mood of making a video. Um, so much harder than clat, much harder than clat. Um, I know it seems obvious a little bit, but the amount of work you have to do, I mean, I get the logic behind it, but at the same time, if the amount of work you do in school was here at this level, NALSAR is at this level, and you get zero time to adjust between these two levels. So that adjustment was a huge problem for me. But I mean, you make it work. You don't really have a choice. You have to make it work. So I did. First sem, I had legal methods, the law of torts, law and language, what else? Sociology one, and economics one. So these subjects were still fairly easy. Um, Second sem was a real issue. This semester I had three law subjects: criminal law one, family law one, contracts law one, and then two BA subjects: political science and history one. Um, those three law subjects, they are the single biggest reason, particularly criminal law, uh, why I did not have nearly as much free time this semester as I did in the last one. Um, I thought coming into NALSAR that, I mean, I've always been a topper. I'll make it work somehow. Um, and that, maybe I wouldn't have to put in too much effort. It'll just work magically. It did not. um, you have to put in so much effort just to have a slightly above average CGPA. Because it is a competitive place. It is a very, very competitive place. And I mean, that's why it's, prestigious and all that. But the competition also means you're not just fighting against the best, you're fighting against the best of the best, because the all your peers are the cream of the crop. They're all very high clat rankers. They all have very high intelligence. And so your competition is not the average person. Your competition is others like them, others like you, who have the same faculties and the same cognitive abilities that you do. And so that level of competition is a bit, just a little bit intimidating. But then all that means is that you have to be even more hardworking than your competition, or not hardworking, smarter working than your competition. Um, because the thing is, the subjects themselves aren't difficult necessarily, especially in the second semester. In the first sem, I had a lot of difficulty in legal methods because I just wasn't even like, I'd never contemplated legal writing would be so difficult to understand. But after the first semester, you get a little bit used to it. And so in the second sem, I didn't have a lot of difficulty understanding the thing per se. But the difficulty arises from the sheer number of things you have to memorize. Not even if not memorize, understand. Um, so my longest set of notes in semester one were 40-50 pages long. My longest set of notes this semester are 120 pages long. So my shortest set of notes this semester are longer than my longest set of notes last semester. So the sheer amount of workload that you have, and this is just the academic part. A lot of people are also doing moot court competitions, ADR competitions. They're organizing fests in the college. They're organizing other competitions in the college. You have to juggle those things as well. I didn't. I just did not have the mental willpower to do any of that because I already have so many other things to do, all my hobbies and this channel and everything. But a lot of people did. A lot of people participated in a lot of moot court competitions, a lot of ADR competitions, and it boggles my mind. How do you have the time to do all of that while still having a decent CGPA? I I I, I cannot. I don't know how people have so much more time in the same 24 hours that I get, because I don't seem to get that much time from those same 24 hours. But yeah, the bottom line is academics at NALSAR, I would assume even academics in most premier law colleges, they are sort of what you'd expect, in the sense that, of course, you're learning the law, you're learning the things you would expect to learn. But at the same time, the sheer difficulty in the amount of stuff you have to do will overwhelm you. So I used to get, you know, हालत खराब हो जाती थी मेरी in school, just having to read one chapter for an exam, and each chapter was 25 pages long in NCRT, and each NCRT book had, all those images, flow charts, all the colors, flana flana. You get none of that in in university level course, and the readings are a lot longer as well. Yeah, so I had to do 25 pages per day basically of readings this semester for criminal law. My 12th grade me would not be able to wrap his head around that fact that you have to read 25 pages of dense legal academic writing every single day for 4 months straight. So the sheer intensity of the curriculum is definitely demanding. But I mean, it's demanding, sure, but it is that exact demanding nature which will create the sort of people that make this college prestigious. So I don't really can't really complain. At the end of the day, I'm getting the benefits out of it. But yeah, the bottom line is academics. Be ready for a surprise in the like. No matter how bad you think it's going to get, it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. But at the same time, it'll be worse in the best way possible, if that makes sense. A senior said this to me once. Uh, NALSAR is like it's the best bed of thorns you can ever have, and I didn't understand it when I first saw it when I was still an aspirant for clat. But now that I've actually lived through a whole year of that bed of thorns, I see what he meant. I see, um, maybe yeah, it is definitely a bed of thorns, but at the same time you come to love that bed of thorns in its own, I don't know, Stockholm syndrome way. But that's it for academics. For the hostel life, this is hostel life is what college is famous for. Not NASA specifically, colleges in general across India. Everybody says they'll miss their hostel life, or that now if they've already graduated, they miss their hostel life. And I can see why. I can definitely see why. Um, A, you're never lonely in a hostel. Constantly, you'll have people doing all sorts of random stuff. People just you'll have people to talk to. Even right now, I'm pretty sure people are playing cricket in the courtyard of the hostel. So you'll always have people doing all sorts of random stuff, all sorts of fun random stuff. You'll have people coming in to talk to you. You'll have people just wanting to spend time with you. You'll have people, uh, completely unexpected people that you never thought you would talk to. Best friends with, and you can't imagine a day without them. Uh, there's just it's a very unique experience, hostel life, because nowhere else in the entire world will you find neighbors who are so similar to you, and yet at the same time so very different. So what I mean is, in an apartment complex, for example, you'll have neighbors, sure, but they have completely different lives from your own. Some of them may be senior citizens. Some of them may be, I don't know, corporate, you know, working in the corporate sector. Some of them might be businessmen. Some of them, you get my point. There is no homogeneity in a typical apartment complex. So even if you have friends, or anybody you talk to in an apartment complex, there's a limit to how close you can get to them. That limit does not exist in hostels, because everybody is the exact same as you, at least in this limited scope of that we're all doing the same degree, we're in the same year, we're doing the same subjects, we are going through the same struggles, at least academically, all those things. So that sort of breeds a sense of friendship, companionship, and camaraderie that I really don't see anywhere else. Even in school, just the sheer fact that you're living together, for God's sake, that itself creates a whole, that level of camaraderie cannot be replaced by basically anything except maybe, I don't know, working in the army together or something of that, of that caliber. Uh, the sheer, I don't know what's the right word for it. It's not the typical bond you have with really close friends or with family, but it is a bond nonetheless. And people care about you. And curiously, you'll find yourself caring about people that you never thought you'd ever talk to. But now you don't just talk to them, you care about them just as much as you care about yourself. So, hostel life is exactly all that it is made up to be. all the films are completely right. All the pop culture is completely right. It is up to the image that's available of it in popular culture. Hostel life is legit every single thing that you've heard it to be. You'll find yourself laughing so much every single day, every single moment of every single day, that when you go back home, you'll get a bit bored, really, that you had so much to do in the hostel. You had so many people to talk to, so much random stuff just happening constantly around you. You'll come to miss that, in its own, in its own right. So I think if it wasn't for the hostel, I would have definitely had a much worse college life. Let's say if I was a day scholar, if NASA allowed day scholars, my college life would have been a lot worse because of this lack of living in a hostel. Because I would not have been exposed to this level of camaraderie, and not even just camaraderie. I mean, it makes you aware of a lot of things about yourself as well. It's like a trial version of living on your own that you have to do once you graduate, most likely. So it's like a trial version that, okay, some chores, some necessities are taken care of by other people, like the mess, um, or the cleaning of the washrooms. But then other necessities you have to do on your own as well. Your laundry, for example, maintaining your room, um, those sort of things. You have to take care of your own health as well because you don't have your parents next to you. So it's like a trial run that prepares you for life in general after graduating. Um, so if you're joining a college where you have a choice between being a day scholar and being a hosteler, please join the hostel. I cannot stress this enough. How much, how important it is to live in a hostel for a few years of your life. These this last 1 year has been the most eventful part of my life so far, and I would not replace it for anything else in the world. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit about the people here, the student culture here, because the sheer, when I came here, I expected a lot of competition. I expected a lot of toxicity, even. But no, Nalsar is full of the most heartwarming people you've ever met. Um, of course, there will be people that you don't really agree with. There will be people you don't get along with. But they are vastly outnumbered by the sheer amount of genuinely kind hearted, loving individuals, who will give you all they have in without expecting anything in return, especially seniors. NALSA's seniors are so helpful. It boggles my mind. The first day that we came here, I think 1st July or something, we got sent a whole set of notes by a random senior, and just a whole lot of you know tips and study advice on, and general campus advice as well. You will be overwhelmed by the amount of help that you receive here, and I think there's nothing more beautiful than that. You know, being overwhelmed by the sheer amount of kindness and love that you're shown, and that applies not just for seniors but even for your own batchmates as well. There's, again, you will have people they don't get along with, but the vast majority of people are very, very kind-hearted. They don't really have malicious intentions against you or anybody else. um, there is competition, of course. There is certainly competition, but it's not the toxic um, sort of competition. And I really, really like that. You can compete against somebody in the academic sphere while not thinking of them as an enemy, just as an opponent. And that distinction is very, very important. So, coming here, I was scared about how the people here are going to be. But in hindsight, after having spent a whole year here, yeah, that worry was for no, it was in vain, because the people here genuinely have blown my mind in the best way possible. Um, Nalsar I think really has become like a second home, um, because just you will constantly be overwhelmed by the amount of kindness that you receive here. It is, it's, and people don't expect anything in return for that kindness. That's the most striking part. Um, so the bottom line is, um, if I had to sum up this entire 20-minute yap session, um, I went into NALSAR expecting a lot of things, good, bad, both. Um, the good expectations were shattered in the best way possible, as in those things were actually even better than what I expected. And the bad things were shattered again in the best way possible. That those things just simply did not exist, or if even if they did exist, they were in a very limited scope. So, all in all, I don't know how useful this video was. I don't know if I actually said anything substantive, but first day was over. I am high on emotions. I wanted to yap, so yeah, I'm yapping. Um, I hope at least some of it was useful, or if not useful, entertaining at least. As you can hear, people are still doing random stuff in the hostel. Um, uh, so, anyway, I guess that's all from my side. This was a very unstructured video. I will post more videos frequently over the next 2 months during the semester break. But for now, that's all from my side. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and pressing the bell icon as well. If you have any suggestions, queries, doubts, requests, please put them in the comments below. I'll answer them either in the comments themselves, or if I think that they deserve a separate video of their own, I'll make a separate video for them as well. And with that, that's all from my side. Bye bye.